And away we go. Straight like that live on the Sunday, man. You know how we do it. What time? We got a time check. 6:29. Hey, look at me, folks. I'm doing a little better out here, man. I actually had scheduled this thing for 7. But, I was on time for once. Well, actually, I'm on time a lot, man. Let me not talk like that. Um, I'm a pretty punctual person, you dig me and what I'm saying. Uh, but these lives, you know what I mean? I don't know, they always seem to creep up on me or something or other. Now, my last live, as I look at it right here, right now, it's got a yellow mark on there, which tells me that the ad suitability is not up to par. I'm not sure why. It doesn't. Maybe I should have went to it on the computer to see what was going on, man. But I didn't. But it's whatever, what have you. I hope everybody out there doing well, doing swell as I always say. We're in here on a Sunday, man, to wrap up the week that was. You dig what I'm saying? Out here in the United States of America, man. You know what I'm saying? We live a wild one out here, man. I hope everybody, you know what I'm saying, had a prosperous week and all that. Any people that didn't and had some other things to befall them with a loved one, man, my condolences, my shouts out to them. You dig what I'm saying? But we're in here to talk about a couple of random little events. Well, I actually got a good long list, man, today. As always, we try to at least get us about a good hour in around here, man. Hopefully some people float into here. Perhaps let me put a message in the chat, man. What am I gonna say? My mic is in the way. I can't type correctly. Uh, uh, all right. That was almost well. We go one. We go all that QAnon tomfoolery right here, man. I almost got into that, but yeah, man. Like I said, we're in here at the end of the week. Wrap this thing up. Get ready for Monday. But we're gonna go out here with a bang, man. We're gonna wrap up a couple things. Maybe some people come in and jump in the comments and give me some other ideas to speak on. You dig what I'm saying? But I guess as in going with the title, how did I start the title? Jasmine Crockett. I guess we'll stay true to the topic. You dig what I'm saying? And we'll start like that. Very crazy little story out of there, man, out of Texas, bro. You know, she had lost a little race and all that. They love that, you know what I'm saying? They said Congress was getting together with Miss Crockett. You dig what I'm saying? I really wasn't surprised that she lost. I figured that might have rubbed one too many people the wrong way, or you know what I mean. You know how it go out here, man. So she lost, but that wasn't the crazy part. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't the crazy part. Like I don't know if y'all heard about it, but here a couple days ago, I got a couple of things lined up. I'm again. These seem to creep up on me, man, because I said that I was gonna take and use this other computer that I have access to and try to and come to y'all through OBS thing. But anyways, yeah, Jasmine Crockett, man, her bodyguard, bro. Apparently had been arrested a gang of times, and apparently, from what I understand, the police was looking out for bruh. Oh, you know what I mean? All points bulletin type action, which is odd because he's been her bodyguard for a while, but I don't know how deep I've gone into it, man. But yeah, apparently they were looking for him because he was impersonating a police officer. He had a business where he was, you can come through him and get a little off-duty security gigs or what have you throughout the states. Which, like I'm saying, it seemed like they could have been came and got him. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, they were looking for him and they chased him. And I think it's did he go into a parking garage? Daggone that. I think it said a parking garage and got into a shootout with police and they killed him. I thought that was a very odd story being her bodyguard. I saw a little picture of him, you know what I'm saying, when he was walking beside. Okay, here it is right here.
To Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett shows how trusted he was as part of her security detail while she's been in office and while on the campaign trail during her recent run for a U.S. Senate seat. Multiple law enforcement sources say King was the man shot and killed after a standoff with Dallas police SWAT officers on Wednesday night. Police say he was chased into a hospital parking garage where he barricaded himself inside a vehicle before he was forced out by tear gas and pulled a gun on officers.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, but I'm like, man, it's kind of weird timing. Although, if you was trying to put like the little political spin on it, you would think, well, maybe they would have put that out prior to the election to really, to really drown the little campaign hopes and all of that. I hate to say, look, I ain't trying to talk about it like that. My bad. It's just kind of like a figure speech. Um, but yeah, man, that's a wild story. You know what I'm saying? Your main bodyguard as a politician, you would think that the process of vetting the people that come into contact, especially someone as polarizing, you know what I'm saying? As I don't know if divisive is the right word, but you would expect them to be looking into that a lot deeper, man, than to be able to have. I don't know if the guy's got real prior, but no, I mean, if he's impersonating the officer, unless he was prior officer and got fired, and then and they wording it that way to just make it look crazy, but yeah, it's hard to figure out how uncredentialed guy with a gun, you dig what I'm saying, was allowed to be the bodyguard of such a high profile politician, bro. Like, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? And so here about a week after the little the I keep saying little, my bad. A week after the election, this guy was, they got behind him. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't it says that's what they want him for? So I don't know if they chose to execute the warrant while he was out driving. It's just a lot of it's a wild story, man. But yeah, I don't guess he had no kind of animus toward old Miss Crockett and all that, but I stick on the fact I don't really understand how somebody like that was allowed to be in that kind of position. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that don't really square up to me. But that is what's happened. I ain't really heard nothing about that. I guess there ain't nothing else to hear. He got shot down by the folks. But it's like for what you mean impersonate? Now I seen them videos, you know what I'm saying, where some cats trying to pull people over. They trying to do like local policing or whatever have you. But oh man, it don't seem like that crime was enough to want to go into a whole cops and robbers type of GTA type of action. You know what I'm saying? Like, being who he was, connected where he is, you know what I'm saying? You would think that he could use that to his advantage and just, come off with a little fine or something like that. Like, why get into a shootout about that, bro? So it's probably some things worth delving into off of that. You dig what I'm saying? But I just thought that was a good way to kind of kick this thing off. You know what I mean? Something wild from the world of politics. You know what I'm saying? We I don't know. I saw a video today, actually, bro, on Instagram. And there was a recruiter. A recruiter was out in, I think this was Memphis, because he was like, UT is up the street. That's University of Tennessee. He's like, UT up the street. And the way he was talking, I'm pretty sure it was Memphis, I'm thinking, or something like that. He was out there trying to recruit them boys to come on and join Unc Sam. Yo, man, and go over there to Israel, bro. This is such a it's a weird look, son. About and speaking on that, about 6 soldiers died 2-3 days ago. They were members of some high level battalion group out of Alabama. One black male. He was actually the youngest, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw an article about something else being some other guy because these aren't the only ones so far, and it's probably just the only ones we know about. But I saw an article, talking about somebody's age as being the youngest, and it was a white individual. But I know in that I think it was a helicopter that went down. They were on a refueling trip, if I'm not mistaken. 28 years old, man. Along with five other people. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I've already kind of went through my little thing when I was talking about the armed forces and this, that, and the third, bro. But oh man, it's a sketchy look, man. Like I just you know I think about the parents and all that. Like, what do they think, man? Like, what did they stand on this thing prior to it all jumping off in the last week or so? You know what I'm saying? Um, and I say a lot, bro. Like, it's one thing on Twitter getting back and forth at people and on in the lives and this, that, and the third, bro. But they never thought that they would be here. You dig what I'm saying? Because it was supposed to be no new wars. No none of that. So you just hope, man, not to even just necessarily, politicize it because we can't tell the future, man. So yeah, things could have went the same way had different people been there, but I can't give you that kind of win, bro. So it's like I often wonder about that, man. I just wonder, and I hadn't heard any other families, and I'm not a watcher of all the avid news stations and channels and all of that. I catch a good bit, but I hadn't heard any responses from the families, man, to see just see what they sentiments towards their loved ones and all that. But this just got to be a horrible feeling all the way around the board, bro. Especially so early in this thing. You dig? you know, but it is definitely going on, man. If you want to see your feel of it, you know what I mean. There are depending on what type of device you got on your TV and all of that, you may can go and watch television from other parts of the world, man, and and see what you would like to see from there. So, everybody kind of keep your head up because I think there has been a what I guess what they deemed as a retaliatory attack, at least here on U.S. soil. You dig what I'm saying? Um, Depending on where you live, you know what I mean. The demographic of I don't know how to label, and I don't want to label nobody no kind of ways and say, hey, look at a certain person a certain kind of way. I don't even want to get into that kind of territory, but just everybody stay, I guess, vigilant is the word, you know what I'm saying, man? And because there's people out here feeling the way about things, and there's certain people out here um that are playing the part, man, and making people feel away, bro. It's like a 50-50 thing, bro, but it's coming together to be a bad mixture out here, you know what I'm saying, for people that are caught in the middle of it, you dig? And so that is America, though. That's where we at with this thing, man. It ain't a whole bunch of boogly woo more politics. Let's move on into, I guess, sadder news, and we'll get that out the way. But I just put a show out. If you will be so kind to go and click on my last effort, man. My last effort was on a guy by the name of Doug Martin. You dig? For people that are here on this page, at least here lately, you know what I'm saying. I would think they know who Doug is because I think it's a good amount of sports people over here since my last little series on Rashad and the Baha and all this, that, and the third. So, for those of you that don't know, Doug Martin, he played in the NFL. I won't misquote the total number of years, but I know he played like 6 years with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You did. I think he ended his career with the Raiders. Um, he died last year, October 25th, out in Oakland. You know what I mean? I'll admit I didn't hear a lot about it at the time. But the other day, the body cam footage came out. You know what I'm saying? And so I put that in the show. If you would be so kind to go and click on it, because although I'll tell you, I'll sidebar into my weekly YouTube rant, right? So that episode to this day, right now, it's been out 2 days. It's got 49 whopping views. Now you juxtapose that, well, that and the video in front of it got maybe 100. Now you juxtapose that to the previous 6 videos, all have at least 5,000. One is approaching 10,000. You dig what I'm saying, man? I'm telling you, bro. This YouTube journey is maddening, man. And that was over like a almost 2 week period, right? So me sitting over here, I'm like, oh, I'm in the algorithm, nigga. It's popping. YouTube said, not so fast, sir. Do not count nan chicken before it's done hatched and you see it. Don't even when it hatched. Wait till you see it move around, then you can count this up. Until then, sir. So that's where we at with that. But back to Mr. Martin, man. So the video came out, right? And so it starts, and you'll see it when you go to click on this video. You did what I'm saying, straight like that from Jack Travis. It starts out the police coming down the street looking for somebody, and then it kind of flashes and it shows Doug. Doug runs up to a house. I thought it was his house at first. It's not his house. Doug runs up to his house, and while he's running, he's like, I'm Doug Martin from Tampa Bay in Boise State. Boise State is a college where he play football. The Boise State Broncos, if I'm not mistaken. They got the blue field up there for my sports people again. He was a running back at both places. He was saying things like they want to grab me, they want to kill me. He was obviously wigging out, you know what I'm saying? Then Cuz kind of break through a window. Bam, bam. He run up in there. You hear him say, I'm Doug Martin. I don't know if he was encountering the homeowners. You know what I'm saying? They're just talking, auditory hallucinations, what have you. He gone up in the crib, flashback to the police out in the street, kind of talking amongst each other, like, what do we do? You know what I'm saying? But they were calm, man. And I speak about this in the video because the way the video played out, you know what I'm saying? So they were kind of calm, you know what I mean, just kind of discussing amongst each other. And then it's like they climbed on through the window too. Like I ain't never really see police do shit like that. So I'm thinking that they already knew who bro was and that he wasn't a threat, but he was just he was out of his element right now. You know what I'm saying? So then the video flashed to the police inside. They trying to get him to come out the room. They say a couple words, then finally come out the room. They immediately go to grab him up, put him in, cuff him up and all that. Now, at this point in the video, bro, Doug Martin is going hard. He livid. I mean, the entire time. I'm telling you what he doing without getting too animated and making a joke out of this man's situation. You dig what I'm saying? But he wigging, cuz. They grab him, they get him down, and there's 3-4 officers. You know what I'm saying? From the body cam of the officer that's facing this one particular officer. They're trying to get his arm behind his back, you know what I'm saying? And then he kneels down real quick. And I just gotta be honest, bro. I just gotta be honest. The level of activity, the decibels in Mr. Martin's pleadings and hollerings and all of that, bro, it cut out. So you hear a little gargle. And I'm talking about from that point on, it's like you hear what I deem as a death rattle, as knowing something about in the medical community. And I'm telling you, from that point on, he didn't move, he did not make another loud noise. And it's my belief that he may have crushed that man windpipe. Because from the angle he was, I explained all that in the video. You know what I'm saying? So go and check that whole video out. But yeah, man, that video looked, and then the body language, everybody after that, you know what I'm saying? Like you can tell it's kind of a, oh shit, like what's just a whole cloud over. So yeah, it's a weird video, man. But rest in peace to Doug Martin. They said his mom had already called him like that night and told him he had a mental problem, and he was going through one of his episodes, but they didn't say anything about what he was taking. She said he takes sleeping pills, but he ain't slept in 3 days. So, and I know certain people, man, that have to take a sleep aid to stay up. To go to sleep is one thing. In 3 days, man, and the title of my video, or at least the word in the thumbnail, are 3 letters, at least on one version of the A/B test, because I'm trying to get the views up. Is CTE. Now, the encephalopathy, I forget the first two, man. I'm sorry, forgive me. But that is a football head. And in a running back, that would be someone that takes more impacts than the head. It was gonna be interesting to see if that played a part, bro. But it was a wild video, man, because that was blatant, that was purposeful. I think him kneeling down and this whoever the officer is, because they were placed on administrative leave. We don't I don't know no names, but at least I didn't look that far into it. But just knowing, I'm sure that technique is and will be continued to be used, since the Floyd situation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure it's resulted in bad situations. You know what I'm saying? Um, if I'm looking at it, I could see how they would always do it as like a means of control. You know what I'm saying? Like you get on, like your neck is sensitive, bro. Like all your vital, your blood go tissue is sensitive. You did. I can see why they always go to it, but it's like, man, but I don't know, bro. Like, how I parse this? What I'm trying to say is, bro, like, as with anything, man, I think we could point out anecdotal instances when shit went bad. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like I'm thinking maybe their thinking is, well, for the number of times that someone passes away from our efforts doing this shit, it's not comparable to the number of times that it's successful in subduing our suspect. You know what I'm saying? That's the only kind of grace I can kind of give it to why they don't stop. You know what I mean? But it's my belief, bro, that when he went to kneel down on Doug Martin's neck instead of getting it in the position, because bro was squirming and strong and all that. You dig? I'm thinking, I'm thinking he caught him on the side, cuz instead of catching him right here and pressing it down. I'm thinking, because when I saw, it's a part on the video when they get him on the gurney at the end when he's obviously passed away, and they playing in this man's face, shining the light in his eyes, looking for some pupil dilation, knowing damn well this man gone, bro. It was horrendous material, if you ask me. That's why I had to make sure about it. But I looked at just the way his head was turning his neck, bro, and it looked it looked distended type of action. Yeah. And for me, I'm like, bro, I'm wondering if when he went to kneel on his neck, he kind of caught him from the side. You did what I'm saying, and went into his joint, man. You just gotta watch him and see, because he immediately stopped all of that highly agitated behavior he was doing, and all of that screaming immediately went away, and he never moved again, and never uttered anything but a little death rattle. It sound like a snore, but you got to hear it, man. I'm sure if you watch enough internet out here, you have. But it was wild, bro. It was wild, man. And gone. So I'm just like, I'm wondering what led to it in his head before he ran into that situation, and be it an accident or on purpose, man. I do believe that I believe that officer might have contributed to what went on, man. But we hadn't heard any more reports of it. But I know that footage came out for a reason. TMZ broke it immediately for a reason. Now they break a lot of stuff, but they seem to they break salacious and juicy material. You dig what I'm saying? So now we go move right along. What is it? Rest in peace, Dub, my man. But that was a wild little watch. It's a lot of people on my list. I guess I'll just go down through this thing since we in the sports. What y'all thinking about the Lakers and Luka out there, man. Y'all think I keep because it's such a hot topic. I guess because LeBron out there and he probably leaving this year outside OKC. I guess who you worried about? The Spurs and Wemby now? The Lakers and the Nuggets played last night, and I don't even know what the score was, man. I was watching a bit of it, but I don't know. I get bored, man. They got to get closer to the playoff season, but yeah, I think Luka and the Lakers gonna win the ship. You think they got the? I don't think they got the score. I don't. They not gonna win the ship in my estimation, and I don't think that this is one thing that I'll agree with Mr. McCants about. I might need to put something back out about Mr. McCants. I ain't kept up with him in a couple of days. He was talking about, but yeah, I mean, it's a common thing if you know sports. Yes, sir. You can go out there and score me 40 points a night, Mr. Luka. But if collectively the starter and the guy that comes in for him, if they equal up to 40 points or so, it's a wash. And they are if they coming at him. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't never liked that, bro. But that's the NBA. They want you to score 150 points a game. And it be like a last minute shootout. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's the type of player that they gonna build around, because I don't know if y'all play sports or not. For people that play sports, bro, man, it is no substitute for not playing defense, bro. They get on your ass about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can take bad shots, bro, and think you the whirling dervish from Oakland Gervin, like, you know what I'm saying? All that. But man, not playing no defense, bro, like, and just getting up and just, oh hell no, that's bad. That's bad teammateism. You know what I'm saying? That'll get you. You know what I mean? Like, now people don't want to play with you like that, bro, because it's like all you want to do is go like you just. It's a bad look, bro. So I don't know if they're gonna get it, man, but I know it's a big deal in the media. They gotta. I didn't know their record was is I guess good as it is. They were like 41 and 26, 25, and same as Denver. And maybe I give Denver too much credit. I like Jamal Murray, Jokic. Yeah, of course, he is a fabulous ball player. Michael Porter, I think, now that he left the team, I guess, I don't know, maybe they kind of back to a little regular. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, it's a good record, man. I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking they out here blowing doors out people. But I don't know if they're gonna be able to do it out there in LA, man. LeBron's still doing this thing to be his age. He fitting into the process, and them boys hooping out there, but I don't know if I'm gonna trust him in that Western Conference. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. They on the trend. If LeBron stands out there, man, let me know what y'all think about that whole situation. And since we're talking about LeBron, right? I put out the show I put before the Doug Martin joint. Was talking about this conversation I ran across. And at first, it was a person saying that should you plug LeBron in with Michael Jordan from those 3-peat teams, you would get 8. It would be a 4-peat twice. You did what you call that? A quinpeat, a quad-peat. What you call that? Oh my God, bro says LeBron probably won 10 championships straight. But Michael Jordan, there's no way he would come to this era, and I don't know if he was saying would be the player that he is, or that Bulls team 3-peating. If we playing like what would be an analogy, bro? I don't know, like if it was a literal time travel machine. I don't even know that I'm thinking, bro. I don't even know that. I'm just saying, like, if you brought the literal them 90s teams, we talking about a Mike, At least we can put them together. The best five. We can bring. Let's bring Mike. Let's bring Scotty Pip. Let's bring. Nah, okay. We'll put together a whole. All right, like an all-star squad of them three, right? So let's put a Mike. Let's put a Pip. Let's put a cool coach. Let's put a Steve Kerr. Let's put a Horace Grant. Let's put a Dennis Rodman. Who else I want to put in? That's so sick. And I'm no, and these niggas are still whooping, bro. I don't even want to have to put Cartwright and them in there. That's a 6 man. So I guess all right, Mike, Pip, Horace Grant. Oh, my boy Ron Harp. I forgot to put Ron Harp in there. So yeah, let about little 6, 7, 8, bro. Yeah, because they did it on the show. They lined them up. I think they would. I think they would still 3P. I think they would. Mike Jordan still do what he do, man. Especially you can't play defense these days. They want you to score. Mike was already making announcers and people mad by taking 30 shots a game. You know what I'm saying? Mike was good for putting him up a 30 ball. Because he putting up a 30 ball. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I think they would, man. But they went on from basically Mike ain't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can swap him out with LeBron. In fact, LeBron would have been better in that era. And I don't even know if you swapping like athleticism. Were they that much more athletic, bro? Steph Curry, yeah. If you've seen him playing against that team, he do a couple more little, in out dribble step back, so behind the back joints. Okay. I don't know that he getting them threes off at the same rate though. What rules we playing by? You got to put that into perspective. And then we go to everybody else, man. I don't know if you've got a difference in a Klay Thompson and a Steve Kerr from just 3-point shooting. You know what I'm saying? Now you got height, and yeah, Klay can do it. He can do a little more out there, but we just talking about scoring because them boys play defense. Michael Jordan to get at you about that. He did. He played great defense. He inspired another. So I'm going down the list, but they put KD in there, man. For KD, they mentioned Ron Harper. They mentioned Dennis Rodman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Pip will probably do a good job on Kevin Durant. And these are all stars in their own right, superstars. All these people, every one of these people I'm naming, the Durants of the world, you dig? But I just don't think, I don't know, man. It's probably recency bias. You know what I'm saying? Just not watching them boys in action and just seeing how it came together. You know what I mean? And that triangle with Phil and all them things. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man, that was the what y'all think about that? Y'all let me know. I said something about Larry Bird in that episode. Somebody got mad. Well, he didn't get mad, but he was like, Larry is Larry. I just said I didn't know if Larry Bird was, gonna be one of my go-tos if I'm talking about a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Somebody just gonna get me a bucket. I don't know if I'm gonna go to Larry Legend. You know what I'm saying? Um, and yeah, little bro ain't had he felt the way about it. I forget my process. I got to mark stuff out. I'm going back over stuff. You did what I'm saying, folks. Lakers and Luca. Okay. Warriors, but we got that out the way. Two Big Baby just got up out that thing, man. I seen the video of Big Baby. Shout out Big Baby. Cause I got on him when he got up out that thing. I mean, when he went in there, because it was kind of silly material he was doing before he went into there. But he done did his bid when they did him some push-ups and all that. But he probably a star. He probably getting a little good. I ain't saying the man went PC. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but he probably wasn't, out there where no goonage was going on. You know what I mean? He was in Fed prison anyway, from what I understand. But yeah, bro done got up out of there, man. Speaking on PC, you know what I'm saying? Speaking on PC. There's a young man out here by the name of Lil Boosie. Now, an old man, but he's still Lil Boosie, a little guy. Which this is just complicated. Lil Boosie name was in the news. Well, his name always in the news in the ratchet part of it. You know what I'm saying? and Black Twitter. Sound like this here. Because had responded, Pooh Shiesty say, Boosie is probably the only rapper in the game that has more bodies than me. And we don't know what Pooh Shiesty was talking about, but I would imagine, Pooh Shiesty that thinks is super awesome, amazing to be a taker of life force out here. Let's speak it like that there. I would not doubt that he was talking about, that particular type of bodies. But Boosie came out and made a video, said, man, the man used to be in my house all the time at these parties. And I got all the BIs. I got all the bill, man. That's what he talking about, man. All them girls I used to have at my party. And I think Boosie been married for a while. I don't know. It was a good deflection. It was a good trap. And I think bro had put him out here bad. You know what I'm saying? Pooh Shiesty had just probably on some lean. So I don't know what the man doing in free time, but he was feeling away when he put that statement out there. It was a weird way of grabbing clout, but again, I think that young man thinks that there's value in being an individual that will you know willingly delve into that type of action. Now y'all know folks that's trying to do stuff to him. You got to get back to us. So I don't know the politics of all these situation, but I do know how something should be sounding coming out these niggas' mouth. You dig what I'm saying? Straight like that. And so then Boosie went on to respond to that, and then they had this little whole debate about this man being this whole PC thing. Apparently, who was he going back and forth with about the PC thing? Because that really ain't the part that I want to speak on, but it's a relevant tie-in. Not I forget. But Boosie and the PC thing, he talking about the PC, and you know what I'm saying. I think a little debate got started over whether it's valid to go PC when you go to prison, or do you need to? And a couple people responded to it. I think I seen Carlos Mill, a couple people. Then Boosie, he jump on talking about him. Maybe Kodak about it. Now, First of all, that's not even something that's granted to every prisoner. You did. That's granted to like the rich and the wealthy. Now, our culture, bro, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think we have problems that we not overcoming and that we don't overcome on wholesale. You know what I'm saying? Now, what you see flashed in front of you that they try to make you believe that's a reputation of 85, 90% of us. That's not the deal. But there is a faction of us that is celebratory about how should I say this, bro? Like, I guess street cred, I think street credentials. When the streets, dog, man, can and I can say in a in a higher percentage of not, bro. The streets can and will end you, bro. You dig what I'm saying? It's too many things to deal with in the street, especially when if you getting it and you making something happen, bro. You man, listen, bro. There are so many people that want to get it that way, and they think, you know what I'm saying? They think just because it's the street gang. I guess it does come fast, but it come with some well before that, bro. But there's so many people that want that fast money, that fast come up, bro. Like the more that you get it out there, and the more you delving into these different situations with different people, expanding your branch and all that, man. I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna eat you alive. So, but niggas be out here, especially in this rap game, these young niggas in the rap game, bro, and all this here. You know what I'm saying? They want to go out there and be in general pop so they can get back on the streets and be like, shit, I was out there with the killers and the drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real one. And I guess if that would devalue them in their hood, then I guess, you know what I'm saying? I guess I gotta let them live with it. But man, It depends on how much you still akin to that shit. You dig what I'm saying? And when you know what the streets kind of got for you at the end of that, bro, like you can't be to a fault with stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a celebrity, bro, one of these people that is granted to, you know what I'm saying? Because of what an investment I am. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't talking to me. I'm just a nigga that's taking care of my family. You dig what I'm saying? But you know, you talking about niggas that's responsible for 5, 6 families, bro. The only one of his family ever did anything. You know what I'm saying? And still ain't inspired none of them to do anything. So, he got other stuff to bro. I don't think these niggas just be out there running around with the goons. That record label trying to get their money off you. They can't wait for you to come out on that first day out and send your ass around the world for 1 year and get that money back. It is all type of little wild shit probably go on, man. So I don't know how deep I would tell a man that's got a lot of other stuff going on. I don't know if I'm gonna tell him how he's supposed to spend his prison life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, Boosie got all in this bag about that and saying he wasn't there and this, that, and the third, and everybody accused everybody of this, that, and the third. But man, them folks are investments. I don't know. Like I said, us regular folks, we that ain't even something that apply to us. You know what I'm saying? But these folks that are on the level that they on, man, I don't even know if they got the real control of that. Yeah, the warden and all of them, the CEO don't give a damn about them. But man, these people that they signed by and they work for, these are $1 billion companies. You know what I'm saying? $1 trillion companies. The same type of people that can pay for, you know what I mean? They getting you know what I'm saying, out of there, in there. Yeah, they can do all that, bro. So, not to be conspiracy brain, but and it's not, I don't think there's nothing conspiracy about a record label saying, no, we can't afford him to be out there, what I'm saying. But I don't know, bro. I seen the tour. What's the tour? The Tory Lane thing was, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's a lot of fun in this out here, bro. I don't know. I don't know. It's not even go down that rabbit hole right here. But yeah, and then somebody got on Boosie's head because they called him out about who he asked for his pardon. Old Trump Easy. Uh, but he said I asked her to give me a pardon. I don't know what I don't know what Boosie, Boosie get a little messy to be getting older, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Cat Williams route of telling the truth on everything and being the arbiter of knowing everything. Like, y'all niggas sounding like Corey out here. Y'all just happen to have information ain't nobody else got, bro. It's just kind of bad. It's kind of bad. So, that's on Booth. I just mentioned Corey Holcomb. Did y'all see Corey last little episode? Man, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was titled "Those of Us That Have It That Got It Popping." And Corey went into this whole thing about people that talk about people, basically saying YouTubers, because that's YouTube is on his head heavily. He's shifted his focus from it was TMZ, this $1 billion the companies has got uh such a grudge against him. Man, they run 27 stories a day, probably more, bro. You can keep refreshing the TMZ feed. They run salacious stories. They, you know what I mean? It's what they do all day, every day. So he shifted his focus from that they out to get him and I'm fighting the war. But he mentioned it again. I'm fighting a war against TMZ. No, sir, you're not. TMZ probably ain't even read the story on them since he act like they staged the AI of him out there. You know what I'm saying? Put on the whole production to get him on camera hitting the girl or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. But now he's at war. Mind you, everybody video is gonna be taken down, or everybody's profits that they was getting from those videos, some kind of way, start coming in to him. You dig what I'm saying? That's not the way that the internet and YouTube works, but that's his claims. So now he done pivoted into to getting on YouTube and saying now The only reason that individuals like myself and others, O'Shea Duke Jacksons, and what LTTV and gang of people, bro. The only reason they got time to make videos about him is because they were broke with nothing to do and they live in my. And then Shouty chimed in like, "Oh yeah, they live in Mama's basement, darling." Like, shout it, lingy thing to say, bro. Like, so the only people that disagree with y'all is come out of your mouth and in your past and what y'all don't have a problem with it. It's such a stupid stance, man. Went into this whole thing about, they only want to talk about people that's got it going on. Bruh, there are people that are having videos made about them that get hundreds of thousands of millions of views, being a celebrity and all of that. But the fact that you are a celebrity and you not, he made some statements in there, and I thought it was so cringe because he got to talking about his comedy career. And I think Cuz say he's 55 right now or something like that. But the point of it, when he said he started in comedy up to where he is now, it's been 30 years. And he said he was talking about how hard he was going in the paint with it at the onset of them 30 years. And it was just like, bro, that shit is not the flex that you think it is, my nigga. Like, you had some looks out here, the wild and out, the black Jesus of the world, you know what I mean? But it's indicative. Oh, he was showing. Oh my God. It was such a bad look, bro. Corey showed, I think he was in, is it Mobile, Mississippi? Some little country down south place where he's doing a show. Uh, Cuss showed the crowd cheering and all that. Then Cut had a part in there where he had some dude, bro. And I guess the dude's dad. Of course, sitting on stage, dude is saying, "Man, my dad had been coming to this goddamn club by 27, 47, 57 years." You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never seen him clap and get up out his seat ever in 27, 37, 47 years until your show tonight. Like one of Benny Hinn motherfuckers. Oh man. Like that Benny, Benny Hinn. The lady come on stage. I'll serve my mom, My mom has not been able to see since about 7 years old. She could see just fine before then, Benny. And she was reading the Bible one night. She got to a passage where it say, "See no evil." And from that point on, Benny, my mom ain't been able to see. Benny do a pirouette and tap on the head right fast. That's it. What do you see? Oh, I see you being. You got the gray hair. It was like one of them, bro. Like, it's so cringe, man. It's so cringe, bro. It is. So yeah, man. My daddy ain't never been able to get out of his chair and clap for a comedian until right now tonight. Like, you healed him. And Corey put this on camera, bro, and showed us, like, look, this is a testimony of how funny I am. Y'all niggas see how funny I'm is, right? I'm healing niggas. I'm watching all that, man. He's talking about how funny he is, and so people just hating on him. And I still got it going on, and it's like, bro, this is such bad work from that man, bro. But he did it to himself. But he apparently said he gonna double down. It ain't in his character to, and I don't know if anybody asking him to do anything in particular, but not what he doing. You dig what I'm saying? He like, no, nigga, I'm gonna keep doing all of the wrong. Like, bro, all right. I'm gonna keep doing it that don't nobody like. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got some people in the chat and all that, man. It ain't just wholesale zero, but it's just bad to watch how, you know, Corey's obviously had something to do with, I guess what you could call misfortune. You know what I'm saying? at this point. But instead of saying, yeah, man, it may be something about me that made people, not want to keep working with him. He will say it, but he'll say it was being a real nigga, bro. I'm too much of a they backdoor ya. I ain't going. You know how you go. You know how you go about things. So it was a bad work. But you know what I called it now? You know what I called it now? Darlene. You know what I mean? Darlene said, well, this is my last show. Out the blue, I'm like, whoa, what ain't going on? Corey, like, what you mean? And she was like, well, I told you. She's got a medical procedure. I forget what she said. It was about. But she was like, I told you that this is gonna be my last show. But the way she said it, bro, you feel me? I said, hey, listen, bro. She could have easily been like, well, let's make this a good one. Y'all know I'm gonna be gone for a couple of weeks, get my surgery. She could have easily said it like that, folks. I was like, well, this is my last show, just completely random out the blue. They was talking about Burger King food or something completely random. She like, well, y'all know them last show. Corey did not know. Corey said, I thought it was next week show when you was gonna do the show and be done. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, no, the procedure is during the time that we would be shooting the show, or at least it's on Tuesday, what have you. And she probably got to fast and get prepped, and maybe go in early for anesthesia, what have you. Bruh said he ain't know nothing about it. And in my head, I said, boy, in that show, he did some sucker shit again, bro. He in trying to put YouTubers down for using his material to get on, or using other people to get on this wide. He's like, yeah, you've been in the movies because she was married to Ice-T. So he went down this whole little pathway of you wouldn't be where you would if you wasn't using somebody like he, man. That is diabolical, bro. I'm telling you, he is such a petty little chick, my nigga. Like, it's wild, son. So yeah, I kind of got the vibe itch from that whole little deal. I'm like, but I would not be surprised if Darlene did not come back around. If you also who pop up on the show, a cute chick, but she from a place that I'm not really fond of. She from up top in that somewhere in that it's a place started with a D, man. But she's a comedian, chick named Trina, and apparently Corey called her up to come and fill in because who wasn't there again? Craig Fax. Craig has been at every show for the last how many years? Since he been on? What time been on? All of a sudden here lately, Craig can't get seen to know the time when the show comes. He late every time. He busy. You dig what I'm saying? And Darlene say that hey, this my last show. She ain't saying I'm gonna get my surgery. I'm gonna miss y'all for a minute. Come back. She said my last show. So, and I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if they leave him because I got to know, even though, Corey probably had a lot of motion before that, and I doubt that any one of them outside of Corey did. So, for that ship to seem to be going down and whatever they had attached to them, probably suffering because of it, because it probably wasn't a lot of material outside of what was coming by way of being associated with that 5150 show. And that shit is now suffering from being a part of the 5150 show, is my belief. So I would not at all be surprised, especially when he said on the show, I can get somebody in here right now. He been going greasy at Darlene. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if it's a whole new crew, in which this would be like the 7th time. You dig? It ain't like it be like, oh man, well, they hated on Corey. Like, okay. It's like a cyclical thing. You dig what I'm saying? But Corey will come out and talk bad about them and say why it was their fault and all that, even though at least I was hip to this one in full play out. You know what I'm saying? Them earlier was just some ones I seen after I started catching up with him these days. But it was bad work from Corey, man. I don't know why he act the way he do, bro. That shit is, come on, my nigga. Like, come on, son. Let's speak about somebody else not knowing why they act the way that they do. And I sure hope this, because you know what I mean. These people right here, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. They really get my goat. You understand me? And it is the what should I say? Zealots, religious? No, 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 no. It's like the leaders in. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like I don't know, pastors, bro. It's just something about um. It's just something about too many pastors that I get word about that I know of. Um, that be fishing. I'm not saying like on no, alternate lifestyle thing, but I ain't being backdoor like Corey talking, but okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. From to what I'm aware, Jesus didn't get paid no money, right? Let's just start right there, first of all. Okay, to preach the gospel and enlighten and educate, right? Let's start right there first. How much preaching do you do? Sunday, church service, Wednesday night Bible study. You could get a fucking job, sir. You got plenty of time to work. What are you paying it? And what? Why are you like? And do you know what I've never understood, bro? What I've never understood is why would I don't know. I just don't feel like a man, a human that is infallible, available to be bastardized and what's the word for it? Mutated, um, corrupted. You dig what I'm saying? I just don't see. I don't see a good reason why that person would be bestowed with a higher level of understanding or a more mainline to God. I just don't see how that makes sense. It never makes sense to me, and not in this guy. He didn't do this, but a lot of times you can't beat a nigga going to prison and come out and know just everything about God and the Bible. Nigga, man, a criminal can't tell me nothing but how to not be a criminal, bro, or how to be a better one. I'm just saying, you can't tell me. So God, fuck with you better. Hold on. So you done committed all this, did all this and took lives or hurt lives out here went to prison. But then God fuck with you more than he fuck me. He didn't tell me ain't a better way to understand it, but he told you to tell me. Man, watch out, son. Watch out, son. But yeah, uh, this one sir here, one Pastor Jamal Bryant. Yeah. Mr. Bryant has found himself in some hot water for trying to fill shoes that were not his. Yeah. Hmm? So we all know the controversy around Target. You know what I mean? And they little DEI initiatives and taking out of it and bowing down to the woke right. You understand what I'm saying? We'll go all the way down there before we know what's going on. You had a one lady, and I'm not gonna mispronounce her name because she come with smoke. You understand me and what I'm saying? But she started the whole movement because, from what I understand, Target is the headquarters, what have you, is based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, what have you. So she was the first to come out and say, "Let's get Target out of our spending list from henceforth." Bam, catch on. Well, about a month later, here comes Pastor Jamal Bryant with his Target fast, which is first of all cringing in and of itself. Why did he have to come in and label? I saw a video. He was like, "Man, I heard about it, and I was so moved by it, and I just knew that the church had to be involved." Nigga, why? In what capacity is that being something that is moving for any move? Like, come on, bro. It was stupid the way he came into it. So he wants to latch on and make himself, his little Dollar General MLK type ass nigga. So he come with this Target fast thing. Like, who you go doing interviews and running all around. And so him accompanied by Nina Turner, Tamika Mallory, if I'm not mistaken. They out the blue here in the last handful of days and jump out with a whole press conference in front cameras and all this. He had a long cringe speech, bro. And I swear to God, I'm just like, bro, man, I'm like, this man swear he is Martin Luther King, bro. You dig what I'm saying? Like, hey, I got to looking into his history. I seen that he took over Eddie Long's church. Yeah, yeah. Y'all type in Eddie Long, Pastor. Let me not get it. Let me get it right. Y'all type in Pastor Eddie Long and read up on what type of guy he was. So he jumps out with a press conference and essentially says they had four pillars. They had four demands from Target. And essentially, Target has met every one of them. And now the Target fast is over. It's okay, black folks, go back and shop at Target. It was the cringiest shit I've seen. I see a lot of cringy shit on the internet on a daily basis. But his speaking style, what he was saying, it rubbed me entirely the wrong way, as do a lot of pastors that seem to catch themselves on camera a bit too much. You understand what I'm saying? And I welcome, I welcome any religious fillers of ways. Get into the comments. Holla at your boy. We can have some. I'm gonna open up the floor to some debates here coming down the road. We just still developing this thing out, but it was stupid, bro. It was really stupid. I went to their pages and kind of seen the little PR. They was trying to clean it up, and it's just like, bro, it wasn't your move. This is not. At the end of it, he was like, I want history to reflect that this was the first step in the new civil rights movement. Man, it was so cringe, my nigga. Oh my God. The new civil rights movement that that Pastor Jamal Bryant is apparently the head of. Nigga. So Roland Martin went in with him, and I rock with Roland, and I rock with the culture, bro. If that's what we cannot falter. We cannot falter on calling out FS. I ain't gonna say it for my life because I don't know what keep getting my lives demonetized, but we gotta call it out. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about being divided because we're not that stupid to just say wholesale when we're not gonna go and vote for the candidate that represent us because he said something. You dig what I'm saying? We're not that stupid with it, but we got to speak on it, bro. We can't let no foolishness slide because that begets more foolishness, and then we end up looking foolish. You dig what I'm saying down the road? So we got to speak on. We got to call him out where it's at. And I rock with Rolling Hard Body. Although it's funny when I watch him, he don't seem to pop up in the algorithm randomly a lot other pages if I click on. It's like I see him all the time. But Roland he was trying to explain, and he brought the young lady on, and I'm sorry that I'm not remembering her name, man. But he brought her on to speak about it, and I'm reading the comments at first, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, she won't let him get a word in," and da da da. But as I watched the interview, she damn sure should not have let him get a word in because he started trying to pivot into it, and she bust his head wide open to the white meat, as they say down south. You know what I'm saying? She bust his head wide open to the white meat. It was like when they started all this foolishness, when he came out and announced this Target fast, you hit me up trying because he apparently Roland was trying to step in and start a whole thing that he was the head of. Like, it's bro, we cannot be giving the vibe a turning point, man, and just money grifting system out of this, bro. Like, God damn, man. But yeah, she bust his head when she exposed that and be rolling over there, stuttering and fumbling and bumbling. But she had a point, bro. She said she never wanted to work with them because she felt that they were fake and disingenuous from the beginning. It was never a new movement to be had. Sure, you can have people in other areas, but it should be a branch of what we doing. But they try to spin it around on like, oh, you just want to be the boss. No, bro. It would make sense to have everything that's under the same umbrella, because then you avoid having somebody coming out and I was like some black folks can go, all the black folks in Atlanta where I preach at can go back to Target, and everybody else still, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't even his to co-opt, but you see why he co-opted it, bro, because he thinks he's the new Martin Luther King, and I don't care who gets upset by hearing that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what she was saying to Roland, bro, and he was steady trying to you know, get a gotcha moment and like, well, how are you gonna get it to be nationwide if you? Nigga, we got phones, we got internet, we got TV. If that's the case, then it would have had to been a chapter in all 50 states in every town in order for it to spread. Nigga, we heard about it, we seen it, we stopped rocking with Target. Plain and simple. We didn't need no Target fast or no Target in the commercial. You dig what I'm saying? Block, like we didn't need that. But of course, you got people that want to grift on it, bro. And I never really paid a lot of attention to Jamal Bryant, but now that I am where I am on this page, bro, like I've got some ideas for some multimedia to bring, and I think I'm gonna try to go down to I ain't gonna say no names, because that's be kind of cringe, like I'm trying to do what they do, but I think I'm gonna try to get in. I'm gonna try to put together some real serious, like you feel me, documentary deep dive type of little material on some folks, bro. And so he may have made my radar, but I don't know. I looked into it a couple of repair. Ain't like he just fraudulent, but he kind of gave me Rashad Richie vibes. I rock with Rashad, man. I still click on this stuff, but Cam James put out a couple videos on Cuz about a month or two ago, and ripped him up for a lot of these little fake degrees he got and just doing too much. You know what I'm saying? He from over there in the Atlanta area. Even though I think Cuz Jamal is out in Stonecrest area. Well, I mean they close. But yeah, he kind of gave me them vibes. So I'm like, boy, don't make me get on your ass thinking you somebody that moved to cuz and come out here and speak for what it was. You sit your ass down somewhere, man. And yeah, so she was hot on the collar. She got on his head, man. And as she should. I ain't really mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's what we saw. Yeah, I'm over my hour now, which is good because I think I talked about everything that I pretty much wanted to talk about. Yeah, they yeah, man. Oh yeah, we'll end it out with a couple of 50 Cent still out there in the news looking lame, bro. 50 Cent is like he want to throw bricks and hide his hand type of guy. You know what I mean? But he when she was with Bruce or whatever. So what? How is that? How is that even news? How is that some news that I will leave with? Oh, look at you, yo, you mad at me, dude? You mad at me? And you rap made a song about me? Well, look, your girl from a couple years. I don't even know. It wasn't you. It'd be different if it was 50. You know what I'm saying? It'd be different if it was 50. Like, nigga, let me show you what I was doing to your girl a year ago. But yeah. And you see how much energy he got for Papoose and Mano. I don't even know if it's Jim Jones he really trying like that, but or even really Mano. Mano came back and said something, but he got smoked for Pap. Uh, you see how quick he pivoted off T.I. and the Harris family though. You know what I mean? Them boy went to New York and made them a little music video walking down the streets of New York. He came up off of that quick. Now he got tweets against some woman and yeah, come on, 50, bro. Like 50 is an example, man, of you never want to meet your idols. And he does so much that you get a picture into exactly what type of person he is. You know what I mean? It's you get to see behind the artistry with 50 Cent. Yeah, immediately. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no mystery to it, bro. And like so it ain't like you literally meet him like, well, that nigga 50 was lame as hell. That nigga was talking. Nah, you just man, this is the guy that was making all the records and them oh, God, bro. But that's how I don't know, man. 50 is a I don't really. I guess he a market dude, like Boosie. That's the part I think. Did I leave that about Boosie? Asking for yeah, okay, we got to that. So yeah, man. Clarissa on his head. Clarissa said that they said the man got. I don't even want to repeat it because they'll get at a little creator like me. I wake up to some messages and say, yeah, it's okay. YouTube and been contacted by the man. The man so gets. I ain't gonna say what they say he got. They say he got something. Yeah, that. And they ain't talking about money. You understand me? But he said he bankrupt. Papoose said he really broke. It's just all kind of madness out here in the world, man. But yeah, bro. We gonna get ready to wrap this thing up. Been well over an hour, man. And I rather enjoy them. You know what I'm saying? So We'll get at y'all next Sunday, man. Until then, everybody stay well. And it's been straight like that. I'm out.